Most people understand self-inquiry when they hear it explained. They may even feel clarity during meditation, but the moment daily life begins, it disappears. An email arrives, someone says something sharp, pressure builds, and self-inquiry is suddenly nowhere to be found. This video is about that exact gap, the gap between understanding self-inquiry and actually remembering it when life hits. Not what self-inquiry is in theory, but how it actually begins inside ordinary moments. Before we go into specific situations, here is one practical thread that runs through the entire video. Whenever you notice tension, story, or self-concern, don't fight the content. Turn toward the one who feels tense, hurt, proud, or afraid, and rest as that bare sense of I. No fixing, no suppressing, no trying to stay aware all day. Just this simple inner turn. What matters is the clarity of the turn, not how long you hold it. Even a brief but clear shift of attention is the essential thing. Everything that follows is this one move applied to different situations. The first entry point is feeling criticized. An email, a comment, something your partner says. What happens automatically is an instant contraction. The mind starts defending, explaining, replaying. A story forms around me and what was done to me. But the entry point for inquiry is not the words themselves. It's the felt contraction in the body, often in the chest or throat. The inner move is simple. Pause for a moment. Let the story continue if it wants to. You're not indulging it. You're just not trying to stop it. Then gently turn attention toward the felt sense of I am hurt or I am threatened. Stay with that sense without correcting the narrative. As inquiry deepens over time, criticism tends to still register, but without defining you. The urgency to defend often softens. This doesn't happen on a schedule, and it's not a guaranteed result. It's a tendency that emerges naturally as the practice matures. The second entry point is social comparison. Scrolling through social media, watching colleagues succeed, browsing YouTube. The mind produces thoughts like, I'm behind, or I should be further along, or the opposite, I'm doing better than them. The entry point is the subtle tightening that follows the comparison thought, not the thought itself. Notice the comparison, then quietly ask, to whom does this sense of being more or less appear? Turn attention toward the bare sense of I behind the comparison and rest there. As inquiry deepens, comparison thoughts may still arise, but they gradually feel lighter, less convincing, less personal. The third entry point is planning and worrying about the future. This one runs constantly for many people. The mind creates scenarios, tries to control, tries to secure outcomes. The entry point is, the moment planning becomes tense rather than practical. You don't have to stop planning, but briefly check, who is the planner here? Feel the tense I trying to guarantee safety. Rest attention there, not in the imagined future. Over time, planning still happens, but often with less strain and more clarity. The fourth entry point is anger in conversation. This one is very revealing. What happens automatically is proving, defending, winning. The entry point is bodily heat and the urge to respond immediately. Feel that heat directly. Recognize that an image of me feels threatened. Turn toward that protecting sense of I, even while speaking. Let a small gap appear before the next sentence. As inquiry deepens, anger still arises, but as familiarity grows, it passes faster. Speech slows naturally. The need to dominate or convince fades. The fifth entry point is feeling proud or validated. This one often gets ignored, but it matters just as much. What happens is expansion, a subtle strengthening of identity. The entry point is the moment "I did well" solidifies into something you want to hold on to. Notice the pleasant energy, then ask quietly, who is enjoying this? Turn toward the same sense of "I" you meet in discomfort. Pleasure remains, but gradually there is less clinging, less fear of losing status or approval. The sixth entry point is feeling lost or having failed. This one often knocks people out of practice entirely. Self-judgment takes over. A story of regression or failure forms. Imagine you read, "We went with another candidate," and instead of rewriting your entire CV in your head, you pause and feel the knot in the chest as "I am not good enough." That knot is the entry point. Turn toward the one who feels like a failure. Stay with that sense without trying to improve it or condemn it. As inquiry deepens, failure gradually loses its personal sting. Experience becomes instructive rather than heavy. Now, here is something crucial to understand. You are not trying to stay aware all day. You are not holding a state or maintaining a practice. Self-inquiry in daily life works by recognition, not maintenance. You notice identification. You turn toward the sense of "I." You rest there briefly, and life continues. That is enough. As this matures over time, you remember the turn faster. You do it less deliberately. Sometimes it happens on its own. Eventually, inquiry is no longer something you apply to life. It becomes how life reveals itself when identification loosens. If you want to experiment, pick just one entry point from this video and notice it today. Nothing more than that. And if you want a clear, step-by-step foundation so this daily life inquiry doesn't feel vague or improvised, watch the main practice video. I've linked it in the description. This daily life work only makes sense when it's grounded in that core practice.